Welcome back to the Scouts Podcast of 23 Tac 2, Episode 2. And I'm your co-host, Perez.
I'm your co-host, Hayden.
So, Hayden, this week we had the blood drive.
Yeah.
So, did you donate blood?
Yeah, I donated blood.
Oh, okay. So, my question is, how was it? Like, what was your reason to go donate blood?
My reason to go donate blood was I just want to give back to the community, you know? I just want to just help out any way I can. What was your reason?
My reasoning? So, my family, we have a history of, like, where they've needed, like, blood transfusions and stuff. So, I was like, well, someone donated blood for my family members to get that. Why can I not do the same for someone else to have that same experience? Pass it on. At least that's my reasoning. I mean, everybody has different reasonings. And how was it when, like, they were poking the needle and stuff? Were you scared, or how? Just give me a little bit of how it was for you.
I was pretty nervous.
Yeah.
And they poked it in, but I don't think they found a vein right away, so they kind of had to, like, look around for one, and that was pretty painful, but it was worth it. I got done in, I think, 3 minutes. How long did you take?
So for me, it was about 3 to 4 minutes. I can't really remember the time. I got a little drowsy. Like I was feeling off because I'm not used to donating blood. That was my first time, so it was a cool experience. You know, I mean, the longest part for me was just like trying to get the needle in. Once the needle was in, it was boom bam, right there, done, and I felt great.
So do you remember going to the ball field with Tech Sergeant Mitchell and playing baseball?
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember going there. I mean, it was super fun. Tech Sergeant Mitchell blew up a softball, and it was just funny to me because, like, he hits the ball and it goes to Nielsen, and Nielsen, one of the cadets here, right? He, like, grabs it and he just looks at me and he's like, "It's flat." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "It's flat." We look at Malacar, who's at first base, and I'm like, "Just throw it." And so he throws it to Malacar, and it's a flat. And it was funny to me because, like, it was just I don't know. I find it funny. It was, like, random and just out of the moment, but, like, it made the day pretty good. Like, It just made the day funny. But how was the experience for you?
It was pretty fun. I was out on the outfield most of the time.
Okay.
You know, throwing the ball to the first basers.
Yeah.
It was fun. I got to at bat. I've actually never played baseball like that before, so, you know, it was a learning experience, definitely. But I loved it. I definitely want to play again.
Oh yeah, and, like, that's, like, one of the best things about having fun cadres is we get to do fun stuff. And I don't know, like, another fun thing that we've done with Tech Sergeant James is play basketball. I'm not sure if you were there or if you were on STC, but it was a Saturday, I'm pretty sure, and we went out to the gym, and he was like, "What do you guys want to do today?" And we're like, "We don't know," because we just didn't know what to do. And he, like, brings out basketball, and he's like, "Let's play some basketball." And so we're playing Lightning for, like, the longest time. And then he's like, "Who wants to do a 2v2? And everybody just raises their hand. They're like, "We want to do a 2v2, like, come on." So, like, we all line up like if it's Lightning, pretty much. And we're just, like, going up against, and, like, Nielsen and Medina, they're one of the first two up there. And then there was a couple others, and then it was me and Lopez, one of the other cadets here, and he was just playing. And, like, Nielsen and Medina, they were, like, striking them all out. Like, everybody was going. And I what's it called? I don't remember what it's called, but I was able to block it where Nielsen wasn't able to go through. And so we were able to score, make a basket, and we took him out, which was pretty cool. But what's something else that you've done here as PT?
There was that time that Tech Sergeant Mitchell, he was changing the music, and we would do PT, like, with the music, like that song by Queen, "I Want to Ride My Bicycle." You know, we did that.
Yeah, I love that song.
We did bicycles to it.
Wait, I was on leadership that time. Yeah, I remember that. That's when I was flight chief, and that was during this week, the beginning of this week, which is funny because, like, this week we changed a lot of flight chiefs and guidons, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was guidon.
Yeah, and I was flight chief, and that just taught us adaptability and just adjusting to the circumstance. Like, one day it could be like this, and the next day it's just another thing, and you either just gotta adjust to it. And if you can't, that's what's it called? I don't know how to say it. I'd say if you can't do that, then it'd be hard. It'd be hard to like be able to go do other stuff, because you just gotta learn how to adjust. Which I learned that a lot this week, going from a follower to the top of the command of chain of the cadets to going back to a follower, and it's just like a random change of leadership and followership, and it taught me a lot about adaptability. So, but how was your experience on that?
My experience was pretty great. I've only ever been in leadership twice, including that. I believe I was element leader the week before Family Day. So I learned a lot about leadership. I learned about what kind of leader I want to be. I learned about what kind of leader I definitely don't want to be. And that's honestly the kind of leader I was being. So I definitely need to work on that.
But that goes into, again, like, to adaptability and changing. Like, you saw what was wrong and what you were messing up on, and you were like willing to like see that, which is hard for most of us, because like we only want to see it through our perspective, and we don't want to step outside the box and be like, okay, this is what's going on. What can I do to change it? Which, when I first got here, I'm not gonna lie, that was hard for me, stepping outside of that box. But I feel like I've learned to do that a whole lot more, and it's like helped me with school, with grades specifically in school, and just being around other cadets. I mean, adaptability, you learn it here in a lot of ways. You know, when you show up, with the leadership changes, there's just a lot of ways you can learn adaptability here. But that's just on me. How about you? What's another way you learn adaptability here?
Probably when we were doing like bed making drills today.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes the cadre like to put on a song and then pause it, and then we have to do a PT, and then when they resume the song, we have to like make our rack as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and the funny thing about that is, I thought we were doing like, we were gonna change bunks, like we were just gonna like go a base shake, and so I was opening my locker for like the first half a minute, and then I see everybody else, and I'm looking around. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why don't I hear other lockers opening? And I'm realizing we're not opening our lockers to do a base shake. We're doing PT and making our bed at the same time.
yeah.
So then, and like the music stops, and I'm like, okay, we gotta go again. So I just start pushing. And I won't lie, I'm not the best athletic here. And so like I got tired a little faster than most people. But then I remember just going back, and then the music starts up again. I remember just closing my lock and then just going right up to it, like to the bunk, and just trying. I have a bottom bunk, so it's a little easier for me. I'm just going and just trying, and the music stops. But that was just one way that I did. But we did leadership. Well, not leadership. We did rank ups, which was pretty cool. You're an A1C. I'm an A1C. Now tell me your experience on how you got to be an A1C.
Well, I was first round.
Okay.
I was given the test, and the A1C test and the airman test. It's airman first and then A1C. They're both open note, so the test was pretty easy for me. Just look through the book and then find the right answers. But otherwise, it was pretty easy.
Yeah. For me, I mean, the test was easy. Being the follower and to like earning the ed scores and the what's it called, quaffs, to be an airman at A1C, for me that was honestly hard. Again, I showed up as a knucklehead, just trying to like do what I want, and to be honest, it wasn't right. Now that I see that, and like there's things in the tech sergeants and the talks I've had with tech sergeants and the counselors and the teachers have helped me see that the way I showed up was not right. But what I'm learning here will teach me a lot of aspects in life that I can take. And so I'm a second round, so obviously I don't get the cool incentives that the first rounders get. But othermost, I'm still an A1C, and I feel like I've earned it because, again, I've stepped back out of that box and was like, okay, this is what I'm messing up on. I'm going to go fix this. And then one Sunday, right before phone calls, hey, Perez, you got a test. And I'm like, whoa, I did that? when I was in, I was like, whoa, I did that? Like, I'm passing? I'm doing this? That's crazy. But then I was like, okay. And then A1C came around. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And for me, that's honestly my learning experience for me and how I got to A1Cs.
So, today was a good week. I had a good time. You had a good time.
It seems like we all had a good time.
And that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Tune in next week when we'll talk about permanent leadership. So, Scouts out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Scouts out!